Well, good morning, church. Thank you for joining us for our daily Devo. Today we're in Exodus chapter 16, verses 1 to 21. Have you ever wondered, God, are you there? Do you care? God, I'm in this struggle and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it. And I'm just wondering, God, have you forgot I'm here? And that's kind of where the nation of Israel is right now. Remember, they're freed from Egypt. They started traveling in the wilderness, and there's some logistical issues. The first one has been addressed, which is water. Remember, there's over 2 million people, counting women and children. And so that large of a group, just logistically, how do you take care of them? How do you provide the water? How do you provide the food? How do you take care of the needs? And they have brought food from Egypt, but now they see as the journey is taking longer, that food's starting to dissipate. It's almost gone. And they're thinking to themselves, I've got kids to provide for. I've got, how are we going to eat? Are we going to die? And they start to doubt God. As a matter of fact, they even look back at Egypt, forgetting they were slaves, forgetting that they were beat, forgetting that, everything that was on them. All they look back and say, you know what? Man, at least in Egypt, we had all the bread we wanted and pots full of meat. Well, God hears and God speaks to Moses to speak to the people, let them know they'll be taken care of. See, God is able to meet our needs, but he likes to meet our needs, I call it just in time. Remember the Lord's Prayer when Christ says that, part of the prayer where it says, give us this day our daily bread? See, he was saying to God, God, meet my needs today. And God loves doing that. He loves meeting your needs today. The problem is we like to get weekly bread or monthly bread. Most of us are paid, weekly or bi-weekly or even monthly. And so we're used to getting that and kind of measuring it out. But no, he said to the nation of Israel, I'll provide each day. And he provides this thing called manna. We don't know all of what it is. It only existed in this time of wilderness traveling, but he let them know that every morning they would come out and on the ground there would be this substance that was kind of like a flour. It'd have a sweet taste like honey, and it was like bread. It served that substance, and they could eat all they needed and get totally full on what would be delicious tasting food. As a matter of fact, the psalmist called it the food of the angels. Well, guess what? They kind of were complaining about that, and I guess someone said, hey, I'm low carb. God, what up? And he says, hey, you're going to be okay. I'm going to provide for you guys quail in the evening. So in the evening, quail would come and cover the camp, and they could go out and they could get the quail, kill the quail, cook the quail, eat the quail. So all their needs were being met during that time. And it was just God's way of saying, you know what? I'm going to remind you for the future along this way that I'm going to meet your needs every single time. Not your future needs, but your present needs. He even had a way in which on the Sabbath, he was going to allow them the day before to collect a double portion. So on the Sabbath, when nothing was there, they could just rest and enjoy the day. And you'll learn tomorrow about the Sabbath and how this kind of starts that establishment of that day of rest for the nation of Israel. But I just want to encourage you to know God is there and he cares. And I know in my life, when I get stressed out, it's usually not because of what I'm facing at the moment. I get stressed out looking into what I'm going to face in the future and thinking, how is that going to happen? How am I going to pull that off? How am I going to find the time to do that? And you know what God is great at? God is great at giving you the grace you need for today, but not today for tomorrow. That's why Christ said to his disciples, hey guys, why are you worrying about tomorrow? You got enough problems today. He was having them focus. Guys, why worry about tomorrow? You got issues today. Deal with those. And here's what God will do each day, meeting you freshly with the grace you need for that day. His mercies are new every morning. And so focus on God and don't waste today's grace on future issues that may or may not happen. But know God is there. God is cared. He hasn't brought you here to leave you, just like he hadn't brought the nation of Israel to this desert to lead them. They were in a process of going where God was going to take them, which would be a land of their own. Guys, thanks so much for being part of our daily Devo. Make sure you join us tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day.